You can hammer nails into a shed frame all day long. You can measure twice, cut carefully, and work harder. But if the foundation underneath it is crooked, the walls are not going to line up. The doors won't close. The roof won't sit right. And no matter how much effort you put into the structure, building this structure, it's still not going to feel solid. That's what happens to a lot of stories. Writers keep revising, they keep polishing, they keep working harder, but the story still doesn't work. This isn't because the writing is bad, and it's not because the writer lacks some sort of skill. It's because the real problem hasn't been diagnosed yet. Something in the foundation is off. Here is the frustration. You keep revising your story and it still isn't working. You strengthen the dialogue. You clarify the backstory. You tighten the prose. You adjust the opening. You do all of the things. But still, something feels off. It's not that something is very obviously wrong or, dramatically broken. It's just unsatisfying and you can't pinpoint it. You can't put your finger on it, but it's off. And that kind of feeling makes you reread the same chapter again and again, trying to spot whatever it is you've missed. This is the moment a lot of writers assume that the problem is their talent or discipline or their experience or lack thereof. But after writing more than 35 novels and teaching writers for a lot of years, I can tell you this. Most stories aren't broken. They are misdiagnosed. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Melissa Bourbon. I am a novelist, a teacher, and I'm someone who has spent 2 decades now inside stories, writing them, revising them, and helping other authors figure out why their stories aren't working yet. This channel exists for one reason, and that is to help you see your story more clearly, because clarity changes everything. That's exactly why I created this Diagnosing the Problem series. It's not to give you more techniques or tricks or tips. It's not to hand you just another checklist. It's to help you identify what is actually happening underneath the surface of your story. Because once you name the real problem, the solution becomes possible. Here's a pattern I see all the time. A writer brings me pages they've revised, maybe again and again and again. They have tightened the sentences. They have adjusted the dialogue. They have reorganized the scenes. Again, they have done all the things. And yes, every version is technically better than the last. It's cleaner, it's sharper, it's more polished. But the story still isn't moving. It's still not working. It's not going forward. It's not emotionally strong enough. It's not structurally sound enough. So the writer works again harder. They revise even more. They add even more detail. They smooth the transitions. They keep watering the plant, hoping that it's going to grow into what they want it to be. Then they do that again and again and again. But that plant still isn't growing because the problem isn't the watering. The problem might be the soil or the sunlight or the roots. And that's exactly what happens in revision. If the diagnosis is wrong, the effort isn't going to fix the problem. That's the bottom line. And truly, if you water too much, you're just going to get a lot of weeds. That's exactly what happens if you don't fix the problem in your story and you just kind of keep putting a Band-Aid on it. So this is the moment when revision turns into repetition. You keep fixing the same surface level things, that detail, those transitions, those other scene adjustments. But the real issue is still there underneath the surface. And that is exhausting. It's because you're working without direction or intention or clarity. It's like you're trying to build this structure without checking the foundation first. You keep adding more boards, but nothing is lining up. And it never will if you don't solve that underlying problem. After writing so many books and working with so many writers, this is how I approach revision now and my whole writing process. Most stories don't struggle because the writing is weak. They struggle because the problem hasn't been recognized yet. It hasn't been named. And until you can name the problem, the solution is going to remain out of reach. Here is my clarity principle. This is what I know to be true. Most story problems are clarity problems. The reader can't see where the story is actually going. They can't feel what matters. They can't understand what is changing. And when clarity disappears, that is when readers drift. And it doesn't happen suddenly, and it's not necessarily dramatic. It usually happens gradually, page by page or scene by scene. The story just loses the reader's attention. It's like planting something in your garden without knowing what it needs. You don't know what kind of flower this is, and you don't know how much water or sun it needs. Too much shade, too little water, wrong season. The plant is going to struggle. And it's not because it's a weak plant, but because the conditions aren't right. Can you tell I like gardening? Stories work in the exact same way. Diagnosing the problem, understanding the problem is what matters. And that is why this series matters. It isn't a collection of tips. It's not a set of tricks. It is a way to see your story the way a professional editor or an experienced novelist would see it. Because once you can see the pattern, you can stop guessing and you can stop circling the same pages and you can stop rewriting blindly without knowing why you're rewriting or what you're trying to fix. You start making decisions with more confidence. And that is what diagnosing the problem is all about. So in this series, Diagnosing the Problem, we're going to look at the issues that undermine stories. These are not surface mistakes. These are not grammar problems. These are not technical problems. These are patterns. These are the kind of problems that sort of hide in plain sight. They are things like characters who feel flat, emotions that kind of stay on the surface, scenes that repeat themselves or emotions that repeat themselves, stories that lose momentum in the middle, that sagging middle, stakes that never raise quite enough or never feel quite right. Every one of the videos in this Diagnosing the Problem series is going to do three things. It's going to name the problem, explain why it happens, and then show you how to recognize it in your own story so then you can go on and fix it. Because once you can see what the problem is, you can change it. Now, if this way of thinking about story is helpful, and I hope it is, if it brings clarity to something that has been frustrating or confusing to you, I hope you will consider subscribing to Bourbon and Books. And this is not because you need more content in your feed, but because this channel is designed for you, for writers, to help build understanding step by step. Every video in this series connects to the next one. And over time, those connections will make revision easier, faster, and a lot less discouraging. And it goes back to the writing process. It does all of that for the writing process too, when you know what to do from the beginning. Here's the most important thing to remember as we dig into this series. Struggling with a story does not mean you are failing. It means the story has a problem that needs identifying. You don't need to write harder or more. You do need to see things with more clarity. You need to see things more clearly. That's what we're going to be looking at. That's what we're going to be doing. When you diagnose the real problem, something really powerful happens. Your story starts to grow again. And this is not because you pushed harder. It's not because you watered more. It's not because you rewrote more pages. It's because you finally gave the story what it actually needed so that it could thrive. Just like that plant that suddenly thrives once it's in the right soil and has the right amount of sunlight and has the right amount of water. Just like a structure that finally stands once the foundation is level. That is what this series is about. It's learning to see what the real problem is so that you can fix it with the absolute most confidence. If you're ready to take the next step, I will link to another video right here that will help you go deeper into one of the most powerful ways to bring clarity and depth to your story. Because diagnosis is the beginning. Understanding is what comes next. And that is exactly what we're going to build together in this series. So remember to subscribe and watch this video next.